have fucked up. It is less than a week until the party. I have a day off today. I basically have one day to turn myself into a pinecone boy. So let's go. We're doing a Taskmaster party and the costume theme is Irastoya. What is Irastoya? The most amazing illustration database I've ever seen. It has everything.
Okay, I'm literally just gonna click random and we'll see what we're gonna get on Irastoya. We've got pineapple, we've got watermelon, we've got a man looking at stocks, we've got a man making a ball out of aluminium. Explain that to me. Starbucks drink. We've got a cat. Okay, yeah, sure. That's great that you drew that. Okay. Alright, a woman, she wants to I can't, yeah, bye.
And it is basically all free to use. So I'm a teacher in Japan. All my friends are also English teachers. We will make PowerPoint games, English posters. We will do everything with these Irastoya images. If you come to Japan, you'll see them in the buses and the trains. Japanese YouTubers use them. They are everywhere. So the theme of this party is any Irastoya image. There were a lot of really good options. Matsubokuri character. It's just a pinecone boy. It's a pinecone boy. I tried to Google it. I don't think he's like a known mascot or anything. It's just a pinecone boy. Really awful in Yu-Gi-Oh! So I'm excited about this.
This video was filmed around late June, which in my neck of the woods is called Tsuyu, or rainy season. It just rains non-stop for a month. Everything you touch is wet, even the walls. My glasses fog up, my hair frizzes up. It is warfare out there. I do not miss it. Anyway, I'm collecting my supplies from Daiso and secondhand stores. Nice!
Tadaima! Okay. Please don't tell me my house looks like a hoarder's den. I already know that. So I kind of forgot to mention an essential part of this project, which is that I can only spend maximum 1,000 yen, which is about the equivalent of 11 New Zealand dollars. Maybe it's 10 bucks American, I don't really know. You're online, I know you're online. You can Google it. So I bought this hat for 150 yen, this singlet thing for 500 yen, which is the most expensive part, but this will become the vest, so I think it's worthwhile to get something that already has structure. It's way too small for me. I don't know how I'm going to get this thing off, so I'm going to have to cut the sleeves and then cut down the middle to make it a vest. This hat, I'm thinking I'm going to cut off the brim and then use the brim as that little collar thing he has. For the acorn, I keep saying acorn.
I don't know my fruits.
For the actual pine cone, we got some brown felt, and I'm just gonna cut little semicircles, little scallops, and glue them everywhere. If I had a lot of time and a lot of money, I would like needle felt the little triangles, but I have maybe 5 hours and 1,000 yen, so we are not doing that. We are gonna cut these out, hot glue them on, and hope for the best. My house has been a massive mess since like basically all year. It's bad. It's really bad. I need an intervention. I need professional help. Ah!
First things first, I'm plundering this hat and scavenging it for parts. I've ended up making a lot of goofy hats this past year. I got my beloved Bokoblin Link hat, I got my Christmas elf jester hood thing.
I can see right to the bottom, which is quite exciting.
I really love making stupid things for just a single costume party. It brings me so much joy. Like, I probably won't ever wear them again. But who knows? Maybe an event will pop up where I need to look like a pinecone. I mean, you know what they say. Me and my mates have put on some really awesome events recently. We had a Cluedo-themed murder mystery party where I created an entire escape room game for them. And I even made a bunch of props. Like, I made a UV light look like an antique spyglass. And I hid pages of a diary around the room.
This is one of many documents that I have made. Guess what program I'm using to make these?
Bear in mind, this was just for like a few of my friends. I love doing parties like that, and this Taskmaster event was no different. I made a bunch of tasks. I even wax sealed the envelopes so they could open them up and read them out loud. Anyway, that's enough rambling for now.
I'm just gonna chop right through the middle and hope that I can cover up the hem. Is it gonna unravel? Ugh, who cares? I literally have 30 seconds basically to make this thing. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Alright, let's get working on the vest. Here you'll see me using my favorite measuring method, eyeballing it. I don't know why I do this. I don't even have a good eyeball. I wear glasses. But I'm always too lazy to go find a ruler, so eyeball it I shall. I'm making a costume for one day, not like a proper cosplay, so I'm absolutely not hemming this fucking thing.
This didn't work out as seamlessly as I thought it would, which seems obvious in hindsight. But maybe I can just turn this out and make it like a lapel. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just gonna use this green to see if my idea will even work, whether it'll look good. And if not, then I guess I'll krill my shellfish. I'm gonna make a bunch of these, and I'm gonna glue them, and you know? Who's posting spoilers in the Minecraft Inspo chat? I really want these to like curl upwards at the end, so I'm gonna see if I can like stick glue on them and whether they'll stay in place. So let's do that. Oh no, that's way too much. Fuck, what am I gonna do?
Well, hello there everyone, and welcome to this week's tutorial, felt sculpting. First, make sure you have a clear surface free of any foreign objects. Place something to keep the area clean if you're a freak like that, and grab any liquid glue. PVA works too. I don't know what this stuff is, but I have so much of it. Place a deuce drop of glue onto your felt and smush it right in there. Work it in like you're conditioning the matted hair of an unkempt Shih Tzu. Finally, mangle and mash that sucker until it's the way you want it, and prop it up against some shoe goo to dry. You can also try acrylic paint with the hope that it'll dry faster or something. I don't know why I bothered doing this. So go ahead and choose the most delicious flavor, and then immediately realize you've chosen, in fact, the most disgusting shade possible. And since it's too late to go back now, spend the next several minutes reckoning with your own stupidity. And that's felt sculpting! Back to your regularly scheduled program. Here I am making a cheeky mock-up to make sure the pinecone bits are a good size before I cut them all out and waste all my brown felt. Reminded that I only have one day to make this fit because of my incredible time management skills, so I don't really want to go run to the store. Literally, I can't drive. I would be running to the store to get more brown felt if I fuck all of my stuff up now. Sometimes doing things the long way around ends up being faster in the end.
So cool. That's so cool. That rules. I think this is gonna look really cute. I might just do 2 more of these that are the same size and then make 2 that are a bit smaller, and then the very top ones I want them to like kind of... So I guess I'll just figure that out later. I don't know, it's 1 o'clock. I don't...
Now, don't you worry, my little pine cones. I did manage to get some footage of me cutting out brown triangles for you because you're important to me, and it's important that you see what it looks like when I cut out brown triangles. There it is. Okay? Are you done looking? Can we get on with the video, please? Sorry, that was very gaslight girl boss of me. I apologize.
I don't know how many angles I can film of me cutting triangles out, so let's just honestly, I think we're getting pretty close. Let's start cutting out for the others. Pine scales. I googled it. They're called scales. Pinecone scales. It's already 1:45. We gotta motherfucking get on with it.
I don't know if you can tell, but I was really stressed by this point. So I got straight to lying on my bed and eating peppercorn flavored chips because I avoid all my problems. Sometimes when I'm crunching or under a tight deadline, it's like I don't know, it's like the tension snaps and suddenly I do not give a fuck. So I just kind of muck around for a couple of hours. I do eventually get back to it though, so why don't we follow suit? Look at that. Did you hear that segue? That was amazing.
Getting stressed, don't know what to do. I'm just gonna start gluing the fuck, should I paint this first? I need to, okay, I've been doing this very haphazardly, and then also I took a 2-hour break because I got sleepy, I guess. So, order of operations. Paint this, paint these, glue these bottom bits on to the hat. I cut out a bunch of these more roundy ones. I'm gonna glue them to this. While I wait for those to dry, I'm gonna work on the vest. Sew the lapels down. I think I'll just do like a really tiny little running stitch. I could just iron it. I don't own an iron. Maybe I have double-sided, I don't have any double-sided tape. I'll just do like a cute embroidery stitch. That's fine. Hope like fuck they dry it. Let's fuck it. Whatever. You know, given the fact that I self-identify as an artist, you think I'd know where my paintbrushes were. I found one. It's like a calligraphy brush though. Whatever.
Mixing up a dull brown to wash this hat with, in case there's any of the raw, the raw hat poking out between the scales. There wasn't in the end, so you could say this was a massive waste of time, and you'd be right. But I think I would have benefited from drawing a picture of this costume before I started working on it, so I could kind of visualize the whole thing. I felt kind of lost or stuck a lot of the time. It's a lesson for next time. In any case, I wanted a dark, almost black shade of brown, kind of excuse me, kind of like a navy brown. Usually acrylics dry darker, but I think because I was using a watery mix, it came out lighter in the end. By the way, a wash is when you mix a really watery version of your paints, acrylics, gouache, watercolor, whatever it is, and just apply that to the whole thing to kind of wash it in the one color.
I'm a fucking idiot.
I did not realize how sickly I sounded until I listened back to this. Is it normal to always have like a stuffy nose and a cough? I feel like I never don't have a stuffy nose and a cough. Can someone diagnose me, please?
I think the hat will stiffen up because of the paint a little bit, and I'm hoping it'll keep that all dome top. Maybe I should try it on while it's wet so it can... Please don't dye my hair. Please don't... Oh, I guess it's already brown. Ugh. Okay, I think we're good. It's 5 o'clock. I'm gonna wash my hands because I look like I've been shoveling shit onto the vest. Let's go. It's fine. It's fine.
Hey, so is this one of those like no questions is a stupid question places? Because is this where lapels come from? Just like the natural flaps that are created when you cut a piece of fabric in two and then put it over the human body? Is that... I just sort of thought they were like... You know how people put feathers in hats? I thought it was like that. But I'm gobsmacked. Mind boggled. I'm hand sewing these with excruciating slowness because I did not at this point own a sewing machine and I have very unstable hands. You know, I never got my pen license in school. I was given one recently though, a sewing machine. I was given a sewing machine recently though. I am still yet to get my pen license. So at some point I'll learn how to use a sewing machine and make some cool projects. I thought the green thread would match the little pine needles that the boy has protruding from his neck, shoulders. But then I finished off the vest with the final pinecone scales and went to see if the hat was dry yet. It was not, so I had to take matters into my own hands.
Still waiting for the hat to dry, so I'm gonna shoot at it with my gun. My heat gun. This is a hairdryer. It's 7 o'clock now. We don't have much time left. You can't see what I'm doing. You can't see what I'm doing. You can never see what I'm doing. I'm really nervous. I'm so nervous about gluing. I don't know why. Oh, this might be broken. Oh no, it's fine. Okay, let's...
Scout, I hear you ask. What do you do when you're scared of messing up?
Stop thinking with your brain and just start doing things. Ah! It just has to be on. It just has to go on.
I'm not gonna lie to you, it seems ridiculous in hindsight that I had to give myself a pep talk for gluing pieces of cheap fabric onto a secondhand hat, but I don't know what to tell you. Sometimes you stress yourself out in projects and things seem way more important than they actually are. And I think this is definitely one of those situations where, worst case scenario, I messed up the gluing. I would be able to find I would be able to find a solution to this. I would be able to figure it out. But because I was on a time crunch, it felt like if I mess up, then that's it. I will just go to hell, I guess. We're nearing the end of this project, and I think this was the point where I started seeing the vision come to life, and I was like, this is gonna work. This is not gonna look like trash. And I was so excited. I'm gonna get a little bit vulnerable on the microphone here in this Chili's tonight. I got such a huge, for me, a huge reaction to the video I posted previously, and I got a bunch of people saying this channel's gonna blow up, and I love your thing, I'm in it for the long haul, I love your videos, which, first of all, if you're the kind of person who comments that kind of thing on small channels, I think you might not be a real person and are in fact an angel. Thank you. But also with that, I'm now worried about how this video is gonna compare. Is the audience gonna be the same? This is my 4th or 5th serious video, and yet I already feel pressure to continue doing what I did the last video. Isn't that crazy? The whole point of this YouTube channel, the whole point that I'm making these videos is to encourage myself and hopefully others along for the ride to experiment, and yet I myself am freaking out about changing from one single video that managed to do better than my others. I just wanted to say that because I feel like once I say it, then it's out of my head and out of my body. Anyway, this hat's almost done. Let's have a look at the whole... one more thing. He has those little pine needles, so I painted them. And I used a paintbrush, and also, I never lie. Okay, fine, I'll just show you the costume. Here it is. And that's a wrap. It always feels a bit awkward to end without a little wrap-up chat, so let's talk about this costume. She's pretty rough around the edges, I don't mind admitting, and I really hate how the collar turned out, so I ended up just not really using it for the most part. I do feel kind of like I'm in military garb. It does feel like a cute autumnal Halloween spooky core ghillie suit, which I'm not 100% with. But overall, it was a fun project. You know, with each new project, I learn a lot about hot glue and myself. This hat is really tall. The worst thing about this hat, okay, it's a little bit scruggly ruggly, it's been in a box for a while, but the worst thing about this hat is this pale line. All that painting, and the one piece of the hat you can see, it's right here. I should have painted after the fact. Now I know. I really like the top. I think the top is adorable. Beep. Who knows, maybe I'll be wearing this hat in autumn. I don't have anything else to say. I just wanted to say hi. Hi!